one of the things that you mentioned earlier that you suggest that someone ask a potential attorney about is their experience, and in particular their experience with certain types of personal injury cases, and their track record for cases like theirs. I wanted to ask you. I know you're a very well-known personal injury attorney in California, but I wanted to ask you about some of your recent success. Would you mind just going through some of your recent cases and maybe talk a little bit about the specifics of the case and about the results that you had?
Sure. Let me give you an example just this week of a case that we resolved. I had a gentleman that was working in a car dealership. He was a mechanic. He went around the corner to where a separate business was hired to valet the cars back and forth. He was standing there waiting for the car to come around, and lo and behold, the car came around at about 50 miles an hour, struck him, threw him about 20 feet, broke several bones, tore ligaments in his knee, tore ligaments in his shoulder, multiple surgeries required, and he basically came to me about 2 months after the incident in dire straits. He was running out of vacation and sick time at work. He didn't realize that he had potentially two claims there, a workers' compensation claim with his employer and also a personal injury claim with the company that hired the driver, which we later found out to be an unlicensed driver after we did some investigation. And he said, look, Steve, I need help. I got a family to feed. This was a good job for me, being a mechanic. I made good money, but I'm the sole breadwinner in my house. I jumped on the file. I sent an investigator down to the scene. I photographed the entire area, diagrammed it, interviewed witnesses, found out that this company was hiring illegal, unlicensed drivers to work these valets, and that one of these unlicensed drivers actually hit him. Got the determination as to who was the insurance company for all the parties involved, opened up claims because of his medical condition and need for surgery. I didn't feel comfortable trying to settle the case pre-litigation because I feel like on every case I need to get to the bottom of all the present and future medical needs for the client before I ever even think about settling the claim. So I went ahead and filed a lawsuit, litigated it for well over a year, took depositions, defended depositions, sent out written discovery, basically did all of my due diligence, subpoenaed any number of records, including what I felt like was a very crucial piece of evidence, which was the surveillance video for the car dealership, which actually showed my client getting hit in the parking lot.
Wow.
And showed him the impact, the area of impact, how he hit the ground, him on the ground writhing in pain for some period of time. And all of those things turned out to be crucial in persuading the insurance carrier of the nature and extent of my client's injuries, and that they were absolutely, without question, caused by this motor vehicle accident.
And so you were able to negotiate a settlement with the insurance
In
company
the
at that
end,
point?
after we do all the things that every good personal injury lawyer should do, I ended up not only getting him a six-figure workers' compensation settlement, but an additional almost $900,000 on his personal injury settlement,
Wow.
which was it gave him money to get back on his feet, to feed his family, to figure out where he goes from here. There's an indication that he may not be able to do mechanic work anymore. I want him to have money to learn how to do something else,
Sure.
to feed his family. I want it on every single file to make sure that my client has every dollar that they may need to not only pay for their medical bills, but to move on with their lives. And that's basically what I did in this case and what I try to do in every case.
Wow. It sounds like, for a lot of these cases, they sort of take on a life of their own, and it sort of sounds like, as an attorney, you have to really take the role of an advocate in order to make sure that the client really gets what they deserve. Um, I assume that in a situation like you just described, uh, probably this would have been over your client's head in terms of handling this case himself.
It was over his head. He
Yeah.
came to me completely frustrated with the system. He wasn't getting any answers from his bosses at work. Everybody from the car valet service had completely shut down providing any information to him. He had no idea who the insurance companies were, how to open up a claim, how to present his claim, and he was even having difficulties getting proper medical examination and treatment because he was basically being referred to company doctors who were not really didn't really have his best interests at heart.
Wow.
So I was
Well,
able to help him find good, reputable, quality medical providers to get to the bottom of exactly what he needed, which turned out to be multiple surgeries and post-surgical rehabilitation, and get to the bottom of who is ultimately responsible, who insures that entity, and um, how we can get them to pay this person the absolute maximum amount that he is entitled to.
well, as an attorney who's handled auto cases and work-related cases, kudos to you for not only doing that work but doing it so quickly to get your clients that kind of compensation in such a short period of time. Because I know how long these cases can go on for sometimes. So congratulations.
I appreciate that, John. I
So
mean, and
go ahead. Well, no,
that's
it was nice talking with you. I appreciate the stories, Steve. They always bring a lot more, to a situation than you and I would read about on paper. So thank you. I look forward to talking with you again shortly, and we'll be in touch. Okay?
yeah. Let's do it again.
All right. Sounds good.